Good morning, everybody, and welcome to a Monday morning. It's sort of a beautiful, sunny, partly cloudy day here in Connecticut, and so nice to get the new week going, the new year going, and hopefully everybody's going to have a great 2021. So it's just a quick update. I wanted to just highlight changes that I made to my book, and the newest copy is now up, and anybody who has downloaded it, they can look at that. I had a good question that came in this morning from somebody who had downloaded the book and wanted to know what to reprint. I had already reprinted this. So I just want to kind of go through what the changes were that I have. So one of the major things that I tell people to do, or I try to instruct people to do or teach, is that when you are sort of near the end of the book, and I think it's finally done, or done as much as is going to be done, is to print out, take your book, take a PDF of your book, go to a Staples or Office Max or something like that, and print out a physical copy of the book, right? So here's the book right here, print it out, and have a plastic cover put on the back and the front, like this. There's a plastic cover on here, and then have it spiral bound, and you end up with a book. And what it does is it gives you a book that's in a different format than what you see on your computer screen, and you will see things that you don't see on the computer screen. We spend so much of our life online, in our desktop programs, whatever we're doing, that we don't really look at it in print, in physical format. In fact, many people release their books and just put them entirely as ebooks and never print a book out. So I really recommend to do this because you see things you just didn't see before. And let me just make sure everything is up here and running. If you have any questions, this is, we have a comment. Let's see here, any comments? Ashley Hannah, yes, good morning, welcome. Good morning. Here, let's put this up. There, good morning, Bruce. Thank you for joining in. So this is just an update. So what happens is that you see things in your book that you don't see in reality. And that's what happened to me over the weekend. I think I did this on Thursday and Friday of last week. And I noticed that as I look through it and thumb through it, you can sort of really look at it. I was looking for any typos, updates, is that the front didn't make sense, that things were kind of in weird order. And also that the Media Kit wasn't. So I'm sort of getting myself ready to do another training, and my training is going to be, let me see here, I just want to find it. The next one's going to be on the Media Kit. So I was looking at my Media Kit and putting it out, what I'm going to do, and realizing that it just didn't flow in the correct order. And I wanted things to sort of flow in a better order. So it caused me to sort of look at things, and as I was sort of putting together notes for this broadcast that'll be coming up, training on how to make a Media Kit, I realized things were just jumbled up in all kinds of different orders. So that's what I did, is I sort of re-looked at the front of the book and said, okay, is this good or not good, or what is good and what needs to be fixed? And that's why you do a printed copy of things, is to sort of really take a look at your book. Go like this, look at it. Are things lined up, across the top? Are things in the right order? Things in the right places? All that kind of stuff. And so what I want to just do is just sort of show you some of that stuff. And here, let me just bring up the book. And I can also get rid of this too. Let's just get rid of that. And what was fixed. So the book is basically the same. As you know, a week ago, I reorganized the book and change the name of the book. That's part of the process of getting near the end. I don't usually solidify my title, finalize my title until I'm right near the end. And that's where I realized things were sort of in the wrong order. But now I think the title is right. I think the order is right, and I have fixed any problem. So here's a new table of contents that's in here. One of the areas that I changed this to introduction. I moved my disclaimer around. I used how to use this book, looking at some other books. I reordered that, so that's been fixed. How do you sell books? There's a copy of my new book. My original book, I sort of fixed that. But the area that I spent the most time with was, all this stuff was okay. As I moved, I had in here, in this earlier version, I had my media checklist, sort of worksheets all in this section. I realized this is the wrong section for it. It's the wrong place. So I moved that. Here's how I learned to write. Some of this might be from my dyslexia. You can read about that there. Here's the prep. stuff to kind of do before you get started on the book. So I sort of fixed anything that was wrong there. And the area I spent most of my time was down here in, putting the author website in the right order. It was sort of in the wrong order. So I put that in the right order. And the area that was the most affected was right here. Let me get down to it. Was creating the media kit. This is a big part that I teach. I like to create my own media kit. So I have elements like a library of things that I can use when I start posting to do the launch, have them all ready. And this was the area that I realized was the most messed up. And so what I wanted, if you'll see here, is that I have now put the whole checklist. So in the book is a revised marketing workbook checklist for doing your launch, things to do before you launch, building your media kit, things to do day of launch, and the things after the launch. So that has now been restructured. And I also lined up the instructions on your media kit right here, which is things like making your author bio, get your author photos, your book descriptions, all that stuff now matches in the same order as the checklist. So I realized everything, the description of how to do this and the workbook sheets that went along with this were in the wrong order. That's now been fixed. So everything is now in the correct order. In fact, here is the section, there's a book little script. I fixed the script on making your video, and here's the worksheet that go along with making your media kit and how to do it. It just basically walks you through the steps. You can print this out, you can fill it in. I may make a Word file. I think when I teach this, I'm going to put this into a Word file so you can kind of fill stuff in. But now it's all in the right order with all the right parts. Everything's the same. What's covered in one section is now covered in the other section. So that's the big change that I did. So I had redone all of my examples that I had done. So that's the kind of stuff that you're going to see. You're going to see structural issues maybe in your book. You're going to see, you're definitely going to see some typos and things that you have missed on the digital file when you're looking at it on screen. But now all that's done. And then from here on, the book is broken into 3 parts. So how to use your book's content. And everything from this point on is probably pretty good. I didn't really make any changes other than a typo here or there that I saw. So that's the basic changes of the book. I think it's now done. I'm happy with it. And this just kind of goes through the whole rest of the book, and lots of examples and how to do all the different marketing things that I talk about are here in this book. So I'm pleased with that. But it was sort of looking at it again with a fresh set of eyes in a fresh format, a different way, different mode, and seeing how your book works. Does it work for you? And is it doing what you want it to do? So now all of this has been updated. There's the Google stuff, building awareness, getting your content out there. On my marketing, social media, I call that a wagon wheel. How I do that. So there you go. So that's it. So now everything is good, and I can move on to the next step. Let's see, anything else that's significant in here? I don't think so. I think everything is pretty good. It just goes through. It's been a lot of work, a lot more work than I had anticipated was going to be when I started this project, which I thought would sort of come out quickly. I was able to pull all the pieces together. It has turned into a several-month-long project to get this book the way I want it. But I'm pretty pleased with it now. I think it has everything that's in there, and I've been able to test the content against other stuff. So if you're interested in picking up a copy, if you don't have a copy, there's a link above or below in this video where you can get it. You can download a PDF copy. I also have finished, there are 4 videos that now that will go with it also. You can see that on the Gumroad site, and you can pick those up, and I'll probably put a few more in there. And so what's next? So the next thing I'm going to be doing is doing a training on building your media kit. So I like the media kit. Oh, you have a comment? Everything is a lot of work. Yes, everything is a lot of work. Yes, thank you, Margot. We know that. Yes. I kind of say sometimes everything is a month or a year. That's usually what it is. That's what I have found. It's a month or a year. So whether it's one little tiny change takes a month or a bunch of changes take a year, it's a month or a year. So yeah, I completely 100% agree with that. So that's certainly been the case with getting this out and getting this done. So next training, probably this week, maybe next couple of days or something, I will be putting together how a Media Kit, a training on how to build a Media Kit. So I like having a Media Kit so that you have elements when you get ready to do your launch. You have your covers, you have your pictures, you have your sort of your text, you have all that stuff that you. Let me show you here. You have all stuff like this. Right? So it's different samples, different book views, so environmental shots. Headshots with you with the book. Whoops, right there, and then some environmental shots of you. Put it on a cat if you want. Which you can use to do different things with. You have your book description, you have all the links, so that as you sort of do a launch and you're doing posts and you're doing, whatever you're doing, an interview, that kind of thing, you can just go to your library and just pull them out. I also recommend putting this content on a page on your website. If you have a website or a blog, make a book media page, and if anybody's doing an interview with you, they can go there and get that stuff. And if anybody wants to do an interview with me on this process, on the book, on anything in the book, I'm available to do it. You just have to reach out and say, hey, I'd love to do an interview. We could do it over Facebook Live or StreamYard or anything like this. And even if you don't have these programs or know how to use them, you can always come from my end and then give you a copy of the video. So I'd love to do any interviews or processes that you want. So that's the next training, and it will be that as I move towards a launch, hopefully this month, of the whole book. So it'll be the Media Kit, and then after that, I think I'll show how to turn this into a Kindle book, and then how to upload it onto Amazon, because that's something to take your book, now that it's done, now that you have it in this format, make it in the ebook format also. So that's sort of the two trainings that are coming up, is Media Kit training and then how to turn this book into a Kindle KDP ebook. So that's it. All right. Hope everybody's good, and get out and enjoy the day. If you have good weather in your area, I know we had some storms coming through and stuff like that, but it's nice here. So we will see you soon. Again, if you want to link above or below to pick up a copy of the book. And if you have a book, which you already do, and you just need to print out, the person was asking about printing out, you just really need to print out pages 32 to 53, just 20 pages, and that's really where the major changes are of stuff. And we go from there. Let's see, any questions, any further questions? I think we're good, and that's it. All right, thank you. We'll talk soon. All right, bye-bye.